This is Ken McElroy, and Ken is a bastard. Let me explain. Skidmore, Missouri, 1981. Very small town, population of 284. Ken is gunned down by an angry mob, and at least 40 to 70 people witnessed the shooting. But, in the at least 40 years since he was killed, no one has revealed who did it. This is the true story about a bully that pushed too hard and the town that decided they weren't going to take it anymore. So they took the law into their own hands, and this is what happened. Ken's story begins in 1934, when he was born into a large family with 15 brothers and sisters. He dropped out of school in 8th grade. By the time he was 13, he was already very familiar with the police in town. Starting with small crimes, but he became increasingly violent with a rap sheet that included nearly 24 felony charges for various things, including assault, child molestation, statutory rape, arson, burglary, animal cruelty, cattle rustling, and attempted murder. Often, witnesses to these crimes would change their mind about testifying before the trials. Since Ken would steal them, if a cattle owner noticed a few head of cattle missing from their herd, they would just ignore it. But why were they so afraid of him? Just the mention of his name was enough to scare the townspeople. Ken was a large man, 6'2", 270 pounds. They said he was as mean as he looked. If he made a threat, which he did often, he was going to follow through with it. He would follow the people that might testify against him around town and sit outside their house, often touting a gun. He was a notorious womanizer. When he was married to his third wife, he was also having an affair with the 14-year-old blonde girl named Trina McLeod. Ken was 35 at the time. When he got Trina pregnant, she moved in with Ken and his wife. After Trina gave birth to one of Ken's possibly 16 children, he had been with so many women he wasn't sure of the number. Trina and Ken's wife were not treated very well by Ken, so they fled their home and tried to escape Ken to Trina's parents' home. A few days later, he found them and took them back home. But before leaving, shot Trina's parents' dog and burned down their house. Shortly after this, he divorced his wife and married Trina. His reason for marrying Trina so quickly was so he could avoid statutory rape charges that Trina had filed on him earlier. In an interview later, Trina said the reason she first filed the rape charges was because she was jealous of Ken's then-wife. Ken was a successful burglar, so he always had money, enough to hire a high-priced lawyer, which most of the time had no problem getting Ken off without any jail time. For the few times when his lawyer wasn't enough, this is when Ken would follow the witnesses home, sometimes sitting outside their house for weeks, and threaten them, sometimes randomly shooting off his shotgun in the air until they were too scared to testify. At one point, Ken got caught trespassing on a local farmer, Romaine Henry's property. The farmer told Ken to leave, so Ken shot the farmer twice in the stomach. The farmer survived, and there was a trial that was dragged out for months, in which time Ken did his usual sit outside the farmer's house and intimidate him. Ken got off without repercussions again. The next big incident involved a piece of candy at the general store. Ken and Trina's 4-year-old daughter stole a piece of candy and was caught by the owner's wife. She told the little girl that stealing is wrong, but let her keep the piece of candy anyway. The little girl went home and told Trina that she was scolded by the shop owner's wife. Trina then came back to the store and screamed at the owners for scolding her daughter. Trina left, saying that she would be back. In the following months, Ken and his wife went back to their usual MO of sitting outside the store owner's house harassing him, and occasionally firing off his shotgun into the air to intimidate them. It eventually came to a head when Ken caught the store owner out back behind his store. They got into an argument that ended with Ken shooting the store owner in the neck with a shotgun. Somehow the store owner survived. They arrested Ken for one night, then he posted bail and was free the next day. After getting out of jail while he was awaiting trial, Ken would still go to the store owner's house and harass and intimidate the family. Since the trial kept getting pushed back, someone in town asked the town marshal for help. So the marshal confronted Ken, and Ken pulled a gun on him. So the marshal said, "Fuck this," and quit the police force. After almost a full year of having the trial pushed back, Ken finally went to trial for attempted murder, but was not found guilty of attempted murder. He was somehow only found guilty of second-degree assault, even after shooting a man in the neck with a shotgun. After the court hearing, Ken went back to the town tavern the next day with Trina, carrying with him his rifle, boasting about the outcome of the trial, and telling everyone that he planned to finish the job of killing the store owner. This is the moment when the town decided that Ken had pushed too far. The next day, the local residents gathered at the town hall to discuss what they needed to do about Ken. When they ended the meeting, they found out that Ken and Trina were at the local tavern again. So the crowd went to the tavern and demanded that Ken and Trina leave town. They followed Ken and Trina to the truck, arguing with them. Then multiple people opened fire on Ken, shooting him multiple times, including in the head. After they were sure that Ken was dead, they all just left. No one called the police or an ambulance, they just left. The town locals all swore to secrecy. Later at the trial, to find Ken's killer, they could do nothing. There was not enough evidence to convict one or multiple people. I'm guessing that the case wasn't too high on anyone's priority list. Yes, the town took the law into their own hands and executed vigilante justice. But more than likely the police were relieved by this, since they couldn't do anything themselves. So that is the case, almost 40 years later, with at least 30 witnesses that will never be solved, and nobody minds at all. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, then please subscribe. My channel is very small, and a like or subscription would mean a lot to me. Thank you.